So, hello everyone. Today we have a very special guest on our channel. We have Payal. So, Payal, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. First of all, thank you for inviting me over here. I am Payal Yadav and my native place is in Haryana. And I completed my engineering from Army Institute of Technology Pune in 2022. And after that, like I did my summer internship at Deutsche Bank and did my winter internship at BNY Mellon during my college. And currently, I am a software developer at BNY Mellon Pune. So yeah,
Yes.
that's all about my
Yeah, so
introduction.
she's here to talk about her interview experience at BNY Mellon. So, over to you, Payal. Tell us about your interview experience, the rounds, the problems, everything in details.
Yeah. So like after grabbing one on-campus placement, I started looking for some like better
Hmm.
off-campus opportunities. So for this, like I regularly used to visit Hacker Earth site,
Yeah.
and like there I came to know about BNY Mellon challenge.
Hmm.
So like BNY Mellon used to conduct a hiring challenge called Code Divas Diversity Challenge for the female candidates who are currently in their third and fourth year. So basically, in the starting, they had two online assessments, and it was like around September. So those rounds happened in September. So the first round, the first online assessment had three programming questions,
Hmm.
and we have to solve those questions in 2.5 hours,
Okay.
and using a programming language of our own choice.
Hmm.
And like talking about the questions, like I can say it was easy to medium, and like one was hard. And the second round was consisting of 10 MCQs, one programming
Hmm.
question, which we have to code in some specific language, Java or Python.
Okay.
We are not allowed to use any other language. And there was one SQL question. So, like, these two were about the online assessments that happened, and every round was eliminatory. So like I cleared both the rounds. Then like I received a survey email in October.
Hmm.
So in which we have to choose the month or the dates in which we are comfortable to give the interviews. So like I chose around for end of October, and then like the interview started. So before that, like before my interview was scheduled, I started looking for BNY Mellon interview
Hmm.
experiences over like
Like
YouTube
this.
channels. Yeah, this one. Geek for Geeks and like other sites to like have a clear idea of how the interview process happens, what the
Hmm.
question asked and all these things. So like then I started practicing questions that were asked frequently through the lead code and GFG. So like there were three rounds of interview happened
Hmm.
around October and November. The first two rounds were technical, and the third was a bar raiser round,
Okay.
which means it's a kind of technical plus HR round.
Hmm. Right. Right.
So, so like the first round started with my introduction, which usually happens in every round.
Hmm.
Then he directly asked me to open the code pair link,
Hmm.
which was like shared in the email, interview email, and explained me the question that was present on the screen, and then asked me to code it.
Hmm.
So like when I was thinking about the approach silently in my mind, he told me to think it loud so that he
Yeah.
can also hear it.
Yes.
Yeah. And that question, that coding question was related to array only.
Hmm.
I haven't saw that question like earlier, but like somehow the logic struck my mind within few
Hmm.
minutes, and I coded it. So like he was quite impressed with that solution and asked me like how I raised to the solution.
Hmm.
Then we discussed different test cases, and like they were passing through that solution. So like everything was fine for that coding solution. After this one coding question, he switched to my projects and asked me to like explain all the projects that I've
Hmm.
mentioned
Right.
in my resume. So like he grabbed some knowledge, some basic knowledge about those projects, and then started asking me different questions regarding the project that I did in my summer internship at
Hmm.
Deutsche Bank. So basically, this was the technical
So before starting with the rest of the video, I would like you to introduce with the Cryo Software Development Fellowship Program. This is a great opportunity for anyone who wants to learn full stack or backend development. And it will also help you to get guaranteed placement in a product based company. This program is 9 months long and it is fully online. So you will learn everything from the fundamental of programming to advanced concepts like machine learning and data science. And here the best part is that you will work on real world projects for top tech companies like Cred, Payment, etc. And in addition to the technical training, you will also get mentorship from experienced developers. You can see, like, you will get very good experienced developers mentorship and an access to a community of like-minded learners, so it will also help you to stay motivated throughout. And at the end of the program, you are eligible for a guaranteed placement at a product based company. So if you are interested in learning more about this program, I encourage you to visit their website, because they are also giving a free trial. And they are very kind because they are also giving you an option to pay in EMIs, which are very affordable, and you can pay it every month. So do give it a try, and the link is in the description.
round. So after asking me about the project, he started asking me behavioral questions.
Hmm.
Like, have you been in any situation where you were like criticized and
Yeah.
it wasn't your fault? So like he asking me these kind of questions, like how you will react when you have when you like fall into this kind of
Conflict.
situations.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So like one example can be like when you will not able to meet the deadline,
Hmm.
how we will handle that situation.
Yeah.
So like those things. So at the end, I like when the interview ended, he asked me if I have any question for him. So I generally asked that like what all technologies he is currently working in BNY Mellon. So like this round lasted for around 45 minutes, and after a week or so, I got the invite for the second round. So like this was all about the first round. And again, the second round was technical. So the interview was quite frank, and he started with his introduction first and then mine, and like made me entirely comfortable first. Then he asked me to open the code pair link that they have shared in the email, and he started asking me the oops questions in
Hmm.
depth. So like he started asking me to write the code which follows the OOPS structure, and asked me to explain like every OOPS feature over there,
Yeah.
and like started asking me the pointer concept in the code, and from there went on asking about the static dynamic memory allocation, heap concept, etc. So like it was a long discussion around the around the code, and he asked me to code according to the different output he wanted, and wanted me to run that so that he can see whether the actual output is coming or not. So like it was like
So
a
he gave you
long
the output and
discussion
you had
happened.
to code according to the output.
Yes, yes. Like I did the coding, and then he told me that I want this output. Then
Okay.
what change you will do
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in your code for that output? So like he started asking me that. Um, so after this, he switched to my project, and I have mentioned an Angular project which I did in my summer internship. So like he started asking me about the basic concepts of Angular.
Yeah.
So at last, like he again asked me whether I have any question for him. So I asked him about his work schedule at BNY Mellon. So like this round lasted for more than an hour. Actually, it was scheduled for 45 minutes, but it lasted
Yeah.
for more than an hour.
That's a good
Yeah.
sign.
So yeah. After a week or so, I received invite for the round third. So the third round was the bar raiser round. This was technical plus HR round. So the interviewer was from higher management position, like
Hmm.
head of some department.
Hmm.
He asked me about my introduction and then directly jumped to the project that I have done in my fourth year. Basically, I haven't mentioned this project in my resume, but he wanted to know
Yeah.
the project that I'm
Fourth
currently
year,
doing in my
final
fourth
year.
year.
Yes.
Yeah. So that project was mentioned on, like, was based on machine learning.
Yeah.
So he started asking me about the models that I'm using, the algorithms that I'm using, and why I am using only that algorithm, why not others. So like, he started asking me that, and at last he asked me one C programming language concept, and like started telling about BNY Mellon. And like this interview only lasted for around 15 minutes. So like this was the whole interview process. So after a few days I got email stating that I have cleared the last round, and they offered me a 6-month winter internship role in BNY Mellon. So like after completing my 6-month internship, I got pre-placement offer from BNY and joined as full time.
Yes. So, what advice would you give to students who are preparing for these companies so that they can also crack a company like yours?
Yeah. So first of all, I'll tell you my strategy, what I follow. So I used to maintain a copy where I have practiced the frequently asked questions of different data structures with different solutions from like worst to best time complexity and space
Yeah.
complexity. Yeah. So this I used to revise before my every
I
interview,
used to do the exact
and
same thing. Notebook, right?
actually this is very helpful.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so like this I used to revise before my interview, and the site that I used to follow was GFG mainly, because it contained all the questions like
Hmm.
that were accumulated on the basis of company, on the basis of data structure, everything. So like it was quite helpful. So the advice that I want to give is just maintain the consistency of practicing
Hmm.
practicing data structures, and like don't lose the hold of it.
Hmm.
Otherwise we have to start everything from scratch.
Scratch.
Yeah, and the sites that are helpful will be definitely GFG and lead code. Like these are
Hmm.
god.
Right.
Yeah. And during interviews, start answering from the worst time complexity to best
Hmm.
time complexity. And also, like while thinking for solution, just say it loud, whatever way you are approaching towards the problem, so that interviewer can hear it too,
Hmm.
because they want to know your thinking process, how you are
Hmm.
approaching towards that problem. And at last, like just ask some questions regarding the company or about its work culture. So like this will show that you are interested in that company.
Hmm. Right.
So like these are the advice that I want to give.
Okay, so I think that covers pretty much everything about your interview experience. So thanks a lot, Payal, for coming on my channel and sharing your journey with me and my subscribers. I hope it will help a lot of students. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ashish.